Hey, everybody. In the wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination, MAGA cancel culture and MAGA attacks on free speech are out of control. And there are two insane examples from over the weekend that I want to talk to you about right now. One, with the targeting of teachers in Arizona for a Halloween costume that had nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. And the other about a man who thankfully has just gotten out of jail in Tennessee, who was jailed for memes. I'm serious. He was jailed for memes. Let's talk about both of them. First, let's go to Arizona. If you haven't seen this, I mean, this is just truly, it's really hard to even fathom how broken everybody's brains are that we've gotten to this place. On Halloween, some math teachers from the Vail School District in Tucson, Arizona, posted this picture of their Halloween costume. As you can see, it features white t-shirts saying "problem solved" with red blood stained on the shirts. Now, any sane person who, has been outside, who has talked to neighbors, who exists in society, who has, been a student, knows, obviously, that there is not a group of 10 teachers, trolling a dead, assassinated person. That, obviously, that's not what they were doing. It's you have to have a totally warped view of the other side of the political aisle to think that they would do something like this. It's crazy. Also, you could just look at the outfit and be like, obviously this is a joke, making fun of how hard math problems are. That's what it is. It's a joke about how kids struggle with math, and the teachers are giving them these assignments, and the shirts say the problem is solved, but you went through all this pain to get there, and math problems are scary. That's what this is. It's a dorky math joke. It's not a particularly funny joke, but that's okay. A lot of people had not funny costumes. Not me. I had a great costume. I was a goose. I was geese, actually. So there you go. So they have these costumes. Totally normal, dorky teacher Halloween costumes. Somebody must have flagged this. Some insane MAGA Karen must have flagged this for the Turning Point USA organization, because their representatives started posting it. And talking about how outrageous this is, that these teachers would troll Charlie Kirk. And so after the TPUSA folks posted this, it was off to the races. A bunch of online MAGAs and elected officials and governors and senators jumped to the conclusion that these teachers, that there was a group of teachers that decided for Halloween, they were going to do costumes celebrating the killing of Charlie Kirk and wear them to school. Like anyone would do that. They all assumed this. Nobody thought about it for 2 seconds. It's the jump to conclusions, Matt. They jumped to their preferred conclusion with no thought at all, no reflection, and the result was completely unhinged. I want to show you just a couple of we could do all day some examples of the posts about this. Here's a prominent right-wing account at Amuse posting the names of the teachers, pointing at them, so doxing them. Here's another so-called journalist, Alyssa, saying make them famous and post their contact info. Never do this, okay? Never take a teacher and post their contact info, even if they had been doing wrongdoing. You are literally putting a target on them for the most deranged follower that you have. Why would you do this? This is totally beyond the pale to post the contact info of these teachers. But look, you can see it, thousands and thousands of retweets on this. As I mentioned, here's Ron DeSanctimonious, presidential candidate, governor of a totally different state. So he's posting from Florida about these teachers in Arizona. It's been really disturbing to see teachers across the country glorifying a murder just because they disagreed with the victim. What? What are you talking about, Meatball Ron? Really? That's what you thought was happening? How stupid can you be? Get out of your bubble. Go meet some actual teachers. I know that, in Florida, this is encouraged actually in Florida with the Don't Say Gay bill. What he wants to do is he wants the craziest, I kind of hate picking on Karens, he wants the craziest, Elise. He wants the craziest, why should it be a mom? It might as well be a dad, right? Well, he wants the craziest Jared dad to call in tattle on a teacher if they mention gay stuff, so then they can get sued and fired, right? Like that's his policy in Florida. So I guess that's all. Like his only interest or his key interest in education at this point is making sure that teachers can be doxxed and attacked by the craziest MAGA parent at the school board meeting. So there's Ron DeSanctimonious weighing in on this like a fucking moron. Here's the thing. So this all happens, it gets out of control. Like I said, I mean, if there was one tweet about this, there was 100 million. Like, we could just go on and on about all of the MAGA influencers posting about this. The school district has to respond. I want to post this. Here's their statement. It's very long, but the money line here is that this costume was the same costume they wore last year. So just in case your brain is so broken that you thought these teachers were trolling Charlie Kirk for Halloween, you can now see that they weren't, because Charlie Kirk was alive last year when they wore the same costume. So you'd think that would bring it to an end, right? And that there'd be apologies. People would just tuck their tail. Should shout out at least one person. I saw Blake Neff, who works for TPUSA, did apologize and take down his tweet. But many others did not. And we'll just give you the most grotesque example of it. Here's Senator Mike Lee, a U.S. senator, again from another state, Utah. Here's what his post was after the school district had put out this statement. One of the most famous men in Arizona history was recently gunned down. Let's just calm down. Okay, let's just calm down. One of the most famous men in Arizona history. Okay. I mean, maybe if you guys put statues up to him everywhere, that will be true eventually, but like, not really. Way less famous than like another fellow MAGA, for example, Kurt Schilling, Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher with the bloody sock, won the World Series. Anyway, one of those famous men in Arizona history was recently gunned down in cold blood, wearing a shirt that became soaked with blood in a way that was reminiscent of the ghastly shirts that they wore there. We wore these last year too. Defense, even if it's true, doesn't help them much. How does it help them much? Why would anybody? It's fucking Halloween. People wear bloody shirts. Why would anybody assume this was about Charlie Kirk? It didn't say freedom on it. It didn't say TPUSA. It didn't say Charlie Kirk. There was no neck injury, right? Like there was nothing that could possibly be construed here by anyone who does not have brain worms into thinking that this was a troll of Charlie Kirk. The fact that U.S. Senator is continuing to pile on these teachers who have been doxxed and attacked and trolled for their dorky math costume is truly appalling. Truly appalling. Like, this is, like, even at the peak of woke cancel culture, you weren't seeing, like, U.S. Senator Brian Schatz, like, tweeting about random teachers. And certainly, I mean, maybe you could go back and find one example of this and a really grotesque example. I don't know. I don't memorize every single Democratic senator tweet. Nothing comes to mind. But even if they were doing it, you would think that they at least did it when someone did something wrong. Like a U.S. senator from another state shitposting teachers who did nothing, even after he's learned the truth, is totally deranged. Resign. Mike Lee should resign. Let's just be honest. Mike Lee should resign. Like the people of Utah should have a senator, even if they're MAGA, who at least is in touch with reality. This is the worst of the worst. Like the worst behaviors, whatever your most outrageous example of a cancel culture was during the peak woke. Like, this is more outrageous than that. They're doxing and going after teachers for doing dorky math jokes. U.S. senators are. Where is Mark Zuckerberg about this? Where are the people that were so offended, that were like the free speech warriors, that Elon Musk, that said they had to get on board with Donald Trump because free speech was so important to them? And they didn't like the way that people were being censored online. Let's go to this example. Mad enough yet? Your blood boiling enough yet? Larry Bushert Jr. He's from Tennessee, 61 years old. This weekend, he just got out of jail after 5 weeks. He was in jail for 5 weeks for posting a meme about Donald Trump following the Charlie Kirk assassination. Now, when I heard this story, I was like, okay, this is obviously bad. It's free speech. Hopefully this guy will get out. There's some crazy MAGA sheriff putting him in jail. The post must have been, though, like something really bad and really grotesque. I mean, I've seen a lot of pretty gross memes about Kirk. No. Here it was. He posted this meme. Let's put it on screen. President Donald Trump saying the words, "We have to get over it," And then Bushert wrote, "This seems pretty relevant today." Trump was saying we have to get over it last year after a school shooting at Perry High School. That Perry High School was in Iowa, where that school shooting was. I guess there's also a Perry High School in Tennessee. So again, some people who are smooth brain and who have had their mind rotted by Facebook, I guess, thought that Bushert was some way threatening the local Perry County High School. It's hard to even understand how someone could have made that leap. I guess he had also posted some memes making light of the Kirk killing. I haven't seen those, but this was the one that was cited by the sheriff when he's put in jail. I do not say this lightly. This is China. I mean, this is China. You're going to jail for 5 weeks for posting an innocuous meme that people misinterpreted. When he went to jail, they set his bail at $2 million. A $2 million bail for a 61-year-old man for posting a Facebook meme. That's happened. That's happening in this country right now. Where now, I guess if you live in Tennessee, if you live in Perry County, then you need to be concerned. The sheriff will come to your house and put you in handcuffs and put you in the lockup for 5 weeks if you post something about Donald Trump that is vaguely mean and that can be misinterpreted as being threatening. And I think that's the key thing that ties both of these cases. Even if Larry Bushert had posted a really nasty meme about Charlie Kirk or Donald Trump, even if the teachers had done a Charlie Kirk themed costume, which would be totally insane. And I don't know. I'm sure hopefully they would have been reprimanded by their own school. That does not yield jail time. Does not yield governors, senators from other states targeting teachers who've had their information posted online and doxxed by other MAGA folks. Even in the worst, even if the worst imaginations of the hallucinations of the MAGA right were true about Larry Bushert and these teachers in Arizona, I still would not condone their actions, the jailing and the doxing and the targeting. But the thing that connects both these stories is that both times they were misinterpreted. Both times the MAGA people that are hate posting about this and the sheriff that is jailing this guy didn't even understand what they were doing. The teachers were just doing a math joke. This guy was talking about how Donald Trump said we need to get over it after a killing, and so people should just get over it after the Kirk killing, right? Which, okay, whatever you think about that argument, is not a threat on the local high school. Obviously, guy's bail is set at $2 million. He finally got out of jail after 5 weeks. I should note he was working as a medical driver before his arrest, a job that he has since lost. That's according to The Intercept's reporting on this. Tragic. And this is horrible. This guy at 61 years old lost his job over this. Has been in jail for 5 weeks. His wife was at home alone. Not for the last month. Can you imagine? Again, where is the outrage over the supposed cancel culture free speech warriors about this? Where are all the posts? Where's the monologue from Ben Shapiro? Where's Mark Zuckerberg and Elon posting about the right to free speech and how the Trump administration and this MAGA sheriff in Tennessee and the right-wing government of Tennessee are trampling on people's speech? Why are they going after Ron DeSantis and Mike Lee for targeting and doxing people over a false interpretation of their Halloween costume? In a free country, people get to post memes and wear whatever Halloween costume they goddamn please. And I think that the other thing here that I think is important to just say from my perspective is this isn't just a hypocrisy thing. The hypocrisy is blatant and outrageous when it comes to how Mike Lee, Ron DeSantis, all these people are acting. But it isn't just about hypocrisy. This is just wrong. It was wrong when there were left-wing mobs going after people. It is wrong when there are MAGA mobs going after people. In a free country, you have the right to have views that are wrong or offensive or callous. And if you're a regular person, I'm not talking about public figures. Go after public figures. Go after your representatives. A teacher, a medical driver, people that are working regular working class jobs in their community. They do not deserve to be targeted by big social media accounts, by the state, by senators, by police, just because they had wrong thoughts. Okay? Like I'm saying, even if their thoughts were bad, because I've seen plenty of bad thoughts out there, I've seen some of your guys' posts about the Erica Kirk, JD Vance hug. Oh, can we just show that really quick? Y'all, that's a hug. They aren't fucking. Okay. I don't know if you've seen all the crazy posts from left wingers right on over the weekend about how there's some secret like Erica Kirk, JD Vance affair happening or whatever. Like they didn't. That's not true. Okay. Let's just show this picture of the baseball players. You see them hugging after the World Series there? They aren't fucking either. People just hug. People sometimes touch the head on a hug. I do that. I'm a toucher. My point in showing that is that, like, people use bad judgment sometimes. Larry Bushart didn't really. Those math teachers didn't. But some people do. We all do. I do. Everybody does. We're flawed. We're sinners, right? People use bad judgment. Encouraging folks to be better, sure, right? Nudging other people to be their best selves. Going after political leaders who are inflaming things. Yes, across the board. Targeting people. Using power and influence to target regular people for a foible is wrong. And part of the reason why it's wrong is because sometimes you might not fucking understand what they're saying. And when you're targeting them and putting a target on them, you might be putting the target on a wrong person, which is what all the TPUSA people did and all the MAGA people did this weekend. This stuff needs to stop. And I think, I hope, and I would encourage people who've made it this far, especially now that I've negged the libs a little bit, send this to your friends who are, listeners to Rogan, or who are Elon fans, or who are people who say that they're for free speech and that comedy shouldn't be dead, or, that people should be able to say and do what they want. People should be able to say and do what they want in a free country. And right now, there are real threats coming from an organized campaign on the right to silence people from posting online or for doing costumes that are offensive to MAGA sensibilities. And it's a scary assault when you can put somebody in jail for 5 weeks for a meme. Because that happened in this country. A 61-year-old man lost his job and was jailed for 5 weeks over a meme. And a bunch of teachers had their information posted, and they were attacked by governors and U.S. senators over their Halloween costumes, over a misinterpretation of their Halloween costume. That is dangerous. It's got to fucking stop. And it is incumbent upon the people who made their careers going after left-wing cancel culture and left-wing attacks on free speech to, in this moment, police their own side and go after and stop this. Stop it in its tracks, because it is wrong and it is offensive. It is against the American spirit, and it's dangerous to the people living in this country who now have to look over their shoulders if they posted something that, some Jared might call the school board over, or call the local sheriff over. And also shame on you to the Perry County sheriff, who knew exactly what he was doing and wrongfully jailed a man for 5 weeks. I hope he is sued. We're going to keep monitoring this, because as much as I want and hope this is an inflection point, it's not. And these guys are only going to ramp up their attacks as they try to gain power. And so we're going to stay on it. Hope you do too. Subscribe to the feed. We'll be talking to y'all soon.